Okay, let's go ahead and get started because we've got a full agenda today. Um, Welcome to the Fall Campus Update. Just reminding you all and letting those of you who are new know that last year we went to a cadence of alternating between a campus update and then a town hall where we engage around a substantive issue. So this is a town hall. This is an update, so we're just going to give information, answer questions, and then next month will be a formal town hall around an issue. So, we always start, and, they staff me so well that I should have it. This is our agenda for today. I'm going to start with our land acknowledgement. We recognize that all of us at UW Tacoma learn, live, and work on or near the ancestral homeland of the Coast Salish people. In particular, we are situated on the traditional territory of the Puyallup tribe. As people on this occupied territory, we have a responsibility to acknowledge the land, the ancestors who have cared for this land since time immemorial, and all our indigenous connections today. We also have a responsibility to acknowledge the histories of dispossession and forced removal that have allowed for the growth and survival of this university. In light of this history, let us take active efforts to partner with our indigenous community members and neighbors as we continue our work together as a community of learners, leaders, and educators. And we always try and make this more than just words and give examples of some of the things we're doing to partner. And I'm pleased, I don't know if you all were able to walk by or heard yesterday that we hosted for the first time our Indigenous Peoples Day celebration here at UW Tacoma. And we were honored to have the Puyallup Tribe cultural team come out, as well as partnering with our API Thrive and trying to bring more attention to Indigenous people everywhere. So it was an incredible celebration. I want to thank, I thought I saw Leander and Ken, our Office of Indigenous Education Engagement. Thank you for putting that on. It was really, even though the rain came, we were able to talk about the rain even as being a blessing. And so it was just a wonderful celebration and part of a new tradition that we hope to have here at UW Tacoma. So welcome back to Fall Quarter. For those of you in the room, who is it that this is your first time? Raise your hand. Okay. Welcome. So I know that some folks will be introduced later, but I just want to welcome those of you who are new and thank you for being here. And probably the most exciting thing, let's see here. Welcome back. The most exciting thing for us is that we are turning the corner on enrollment. And this is our enrollment pre-pandemic. So pre-pandemic in 2020, fall of 2020, this is our census day. We were at 5,380 students. You all know we continued to go down every year during the pandemic. And then we were able to, this year, and we're up 3.97%. So that is, and as I started this role and had to have conversations with people about enrollment and the connection to budget, I say there's no one on this campus now who should not know that enrollment is tied to budget for us. And so we went into enhanced monitoring because we had a deficit because our enrollment was down. So enrollment being up is a good thing for our university and for our students, because the other thing that happened is our fall retention is up. And so that also then helps with our census day count. So we try and bring these numbers so that we are always conscious of, enrollment is new students. We want to continue to be attracted to new students, but we also want to, as I'm going to date myself. There's an old Motown song that says you want to love the one you're with. And that means that students who are already here, we want to love and support them while they are here because they have already chosen us. And so we just got to make sure that we do our part to help them graduate. One of the things that I have often said, and I just want to reiterate, thank you to everyone, because this is an everyone job enrollment. It's not just admissions, although I have to do a special shout out to the enrollment team because this was a particularly difficult year for new students because of the FAFSA. So the enrollment services team includes admissions who recruited and admitted a record number of applicants. The financial aid and scholarships team, we all know what happened nationally with the FAFSA debacle. The Office of the Registrar, who made sure that course registration was seamless and timely, and our new student programs who helped us bring in new students. And then all of our, when we start thinking about, that's new students, but retention is advising, whether it's advising in undergraduate academic affairs or advising out in the schools. It is the marketing and communications team who help us throughout the campus put together materials that help recruit our incoming class. It's those who work in supporting our students, whether it's through tutoring or teaching and learning and all of those things to help our students thrive in the classroom. It's the faculty who see our students and respond to whatever they may need and engage with them in the classroom and challenge them to connect what they're learning in the classroom to real life. It's our staff. We have staff who do everything from keeping this place clean to making sure my mic is working, thank you, Tim, keeping our buildings running. You know, we had a little issue this summer, and so those staff really kept us going. It is staff who help us manage our budgets and pay our bills. It's staff who counsel our students and support them in their learning outside the classroom. Did I miss anybody? Because really, it's the advancement team who raises money for us so that we can give support to faculty to do their research and to students who have scholarships and for them to engage in all of those, what we call high impact practices. In a nutshell, it's all of you. It's all of us who make this place work and who contribute to enrollment and who I'm just grateful to all of you for helping us stabilize and continue to grow the university. We're going to talk a little bit about the campus master plan. So we are looking forward to what this university will continue to mean in this community through our campus master planning. But it's you all who make it what it is now. So I'm just totally grateful and just wanted to say thank you to everyone for making this university a very special place. I tell my friends around the country that I am so grateful to be at a university like Tacoma because it's clear that you all care about our mission and you do the work every day. So thank you. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but thank you. And I'm not a crier. For you new people, I am not a crier. So with that, I want to bring up Amanda, who's going to talk about the summer soiree, which, because of the power outage, was actually sort of the fall soiree, but it was very successful. So, Amanda.
Thank you, Sheila. Chancellor Lang. For those of you who haven't met me, I'm Amanda Walker. I'm the Vice Chancellor for Advancement here. So it's my pleasure to lead the team. Many of you are here from the Advancement team who focuses on reputation, resources, and relationships. So that's what our focus is every day. And the soiree was a wonderful example of an incredible effort that many of us in Advancement, as well as many of you, worked on together. So yes, as Chancellor Lang said, on the 28th, we hosted the annual soiree. It had been the summer soiree, but we did have that little incident this summer, which meant that we didn't have power in July, so we decided to pivot. And I remember at one point talking to, is Ebony here? Ebony, are you here? Hello there, here you are. I said to Ebony, boy, how are we gonna make some lemonade out of this lemon that we've been dealt in July? And she said, we're gonna make sparkling lemonade. And that's exactly what we did. So we gathered 171 people on the 28th, and we had a few different goals for the event this year, including to engage prospects who would be interested in donating to support our mission, our students, our faculty, and our work here at UWT, to build the habit of giving. So one of the things that's so critical in our work to encourage ever-increasing levels of support is to get those who love UWT in the habit of giving, to tell our story and raise visibility, as well as engender a sense of pride and build community around our brand, reputation, and mission. We were honored to have the Puyallup Tribe of Indians as our exclusive gold sponsor. And 3 students also shared their experiences at studying at UW-Tacoma and the sort of transformational impact that being here and growing and developing and being supported by staff and faculty as well, how meaningful that was for them. So there was a lot that we accomplished together as a community through this event, but of course the numbers matter too. We raised $102,000. We spent about $52,000 to make the event happen, so it was around a $50,000 result in support of the Chancellor's Excellence Fund, which is used for emergent needs and priorities, and this includes things like staff and faculty recognition, community engagement, recruitment and retention efforts, a whole array of different projects, events, initiatives are supported by this fund. We doubled the direct donations that were made this year compared to last year. There was a 22% increase in gross income and a 51% increase in net income. So this was a wonderful step forward for our community of supporters. And some of the support, that's just the support that happened on the night and right around the event. We're in the business of building long-term sustainable relationships of support. And so there was a whole lot of love in the room. And I want to express my gratitude for those who made this possible too, because as Chancellor Lang was reflecting on around enrollment, an event like this doesn't happen just because of one person or one team. So I want to thank Advancement, including development, alumni and stakeholder engagement and marketing and communications, conference and events team. We worked in very close partnership. Ebony Peterson really carried a lot of this event. Thank you, Ebony, so much for all you did to make it such a success. Media services, facilities and custodial services, campus safety and security, government relations. There were many campus leaders, faculty, staff, deans, ASUWT leadership was there. It was just a beautiful evening of support and collaboration. So many, many thanks to everyone for making this a reality and a possibility this year. And I'm going to close by just very humbly offering a quote from one of our student speakers. I also worked on the script, so I had the great joy of seeing the words that the students were going to offer to us on the night before, and still was able to look back and reflect on that afterward. So this was one of our speakers. Some of you will know her, Lexi Luna, who graduated just last year, I believe. I see some nods in the room. And I won't read the whole quote, but Lexi said, "I came to UWT seeking a well-rounded education, but what I found was far more, a sense of purpose, leadership, connection, and a belief that I would help change my community. While my initial roots may be humble, thanks to the cultivation of the university, I have discovered that my growth is truly limitless." And that's why we're all here. So thanks for being a part of this wonderful, wonderful event, everyone. And it's my pleasure now to hand the mic over to three of my colleagues, Sylvia James, Joe Lawless, and Ben Mock, who are going to talk about the campus master plan.
Good morning, everyone. So we're going to tag team this a bit, and I've got Ben up here, and I think I'm going to start a little bit with some history, and then Ben and Joe are going to pivot kind of to the work that we've done so far, and I am happy that many of you engaged in some of the sessions we had last week, and then what we have looking forward to coming in the weeks ahead of us. So we embarked on master planning, believe it or not, a year and a half ago, which was first working with our Seattle colleagues to understand why University of Washington Tacoma was really in the perfect place to update their master plan. So the last time the University of Washington Tacoma went through a full master plan review was back in 2008. And as many of you can observe around you, many things have changed since then. Additionally, Joe can talk a lot about this as well and how it integrates, but we launched a new strategic plan when Chancellor Lang came. And then the legislature gifted us with over $7 million this last biennium to shore up some land within our master plan footprint to prevent future development on campus and on what we intended. And so Ben has been diligently working on that and can provide just a little snippet of what that looks like. Additionally, we wanted to do it the Tacoma way. And so in this endeavor, we went out to bid. We were happy to receive a record number of 17 proposals from architects across the country to work with us to envision really what this campus will look like through 2050. And to think in very broad strokes about what that means for us, what that means for future generations that come here, and what that means most importantly for the community and how we provide our community the resources, students, faculty, and staff, who then we hope will continue to contribute to the community for many, many years after. And so we were so thankful to be able to select BIG, Bjork and Ingalls Group, who is the architect of the Juneteenth Museum, to work with us on this work. It is their first work with the University of Washington, the first time they've ever submitted anything. And they just felt that the mention and the talking about centering equity in the design of our campus was something that had moved them in wanting to work with us on this work. So Ben, can you chat just a little bit about where we are on land, and then we'll have Joe talk a little bit about how these pieces are interlocking, much like our budget does, with our strategic plan work.
Thank you, Sylvia. Good morning, everybody. So in the last capital biennial budget, we were awarded about $7.7 million to sort of wrap up the remaining developable parcels on the campus footprint. As probably lots of folks know, during COVID, we had a couple multifamily apartment buildings go up on campus, which on one hand is great because it's housing. On the other hand, it sort of blows up our assumptions about how we're going to develop a campus over the next 10, 20, 30 years. So we are continuing that process, engaging individual property owners, and we've pretty much wrapped up all of the sort of the primary target properties that we were most concerned about. There is one more kind of just up the hill here over at 21st and Jefferson that we continue to work with the owner there. This funding has actually given us a couple other opportunities to position ourselves for future campus development and address some other issues. Specifically, we are currently going through the process of working with the city to vacate the portion of 19th Street that kind of lies between Jefferson and Market. As lots of folks know here, we continue to have problems with vehicles coming into campus. It's a significant life safety issue, so it's an opportunity to address that. Coupled with that, we're also looking at vacating that portion of Court C that lies between kind of Jefferson and 17th Street. And what that would allow us to do is to bring the adjacent parcels together into a single piece of land, which we would then be targeting for development of the student housing and food service project that we've been talking about for the last couple of years. And then I have a couple other ideas about what we might be able to do with the remaining money, but I'll be quiet about those for right now.
Everyone always has ideas about how to spend money. So this really started, a couple years ago when we, as a campus, came together to create our strategic plan. And you'll notice these 5 pillars, I'll call them, of the beginnings of what the consultants were starting to see align with our strategic plan of students and community, scholarship, equity, and vitality. These were some of the things that they have started to hear. This is not the plan. These are to generate ideas and to get conversations going. And we started last week with sessions for faculty, students, and staff. We will continue to gather input. We have a survey that's out there that we're continuing to get input. The first week of December, Big will be back with us to engage both the broader community and then to engage with our students, faculty, and staff again. So just from a timeline standpoint, that is kind of where we are. One of the advantages of being able to lock up all that land is that now we have much more of our campus footprint locked up. One of the advantages of being very connected to our community is that our community supports us a lot, including our city. One of the challenges with that is now that we own all this land, rightfully so, the community is looking at us and saying, so what are you going to do? So from a timing perspective in the scope of UW-T, we were founded in 1990. We moved to this campus in 96. We're at a stage of growth where the community is looking to us to, what are you going to do? What is your vision for how this is going to land in our community as a core piece of our community? And I remember a conversation at one of the advisory board meetings where a couple of the advisory board members turned to Sheila and said, what's your vision? And Sheila, like any good chancellor, hit it back over the net at them and said, well, tell me what yours is. And they said, nope. You have to create a clear and compelling vision, and this community will get behind you and will make it happen. So that is where we are. And I firmly believe, based on the history of the South Sound and Tacoma in particular, that this community will help to make our vision happen. So now I'm going to turn it back to Sylvia and talk about some of the principles.
Oh, yeah. So I think in one of those pieces when we talk about the community and having that kind of engagement, one of the things you see commonly in higher ed, right, is that we tell them that they can come to us and when they can come to us and when we're available to hear them. And so a lot of the principles in equity design and thinking about how we do this work with our community that we're really excited to bring to the broader University of Washington is talking about going into the community. And so not only will we be hosting things here on this campus and inviting people here, because of course we want to show off what we have and the people that we have and our students, but I think more importantly it's about being intentional. Sheila and Joe and I and Ben will be road showing out in the communities, asking them specifically how they feel about us, what they would like us to, what they would like to see, how we can help them, what do they need, and coming to them when it's convenient for them, right? And making it not so much that we're coming to them so that we can get something from them, but that we are coming to them looking to listen and then also receive feedback that can help go into this work. And so I think we're really excited to undertake that effort and continue to build relationships with our community partners and trust, because that, I mean, ultimately is why we're here. And so we look forward to your participation in that work, right? We can't build a campus master plan that's inclusive of what we feel or see for this campus without people taking the opportunity to engage in that work. And so please take the time to do that. It's important for all of us and for the generations that come after. So thank you. Next.
So one of the pillars of our strategic plan is vitality over there on the right. I had to make sure that it was the same up there. And in vitality, we talk about being purposeful about creating spaces that build community. And one of those spaces that we've recently opened, I hope everyone has seen it, is our new Husky Commons and Husky Market. And this came about because of the building of this space that moved our GID lab out of the bottom of TLB. And there was space down there that was kind of sometimes used by students. It was, for anyone who went and sat over there, it was really uncomfortable chairs. So you could be there for maybe 10 minutes, and then it became too uncomfortable to actually sit there longer than that. Someone, I think it was Elizabeth, maybe Ben, someone said, boy, wouldn't this space make a really great gathering space for students? And our convenience store, which was built in a space that was too small when it was built and not built for a convenience store, no power, no water, not adequate power, no water. Wouldn't it be great if we could do this? So I'm going to turn it over to Sylvia, who really kind of helped to make a lot of this happen. But before I do that, I want to tell you, there's nothing more satisfying than walking in there and seeing every seat full. And students actively using it and actively involved and engaged. So.
Again, on the theme of developing partnerships, this Husky Market, I would be remiss if I did not talk about the partnership that we entered into with Aramark Aramark Food Service. Aramark is now working to, they set up the Husky Commons, and truthfully, they invested in us. They put an enormous amount of their own capital into redoing this space and doing it in a way that could benefit our students. I think what I'm most excited about is that they will also continue to employ students in that space, and so it'll be a learning opportunity and an ability for students to have a job on campus, so they don't have to leave campus to do that. And then additionally, and this is in the future, and I'm gonna say in the future, one of the reasons we selected Aramark as our vendor of choice was because Aramark already has the ability to take SNAP benefits. And as we know from many of our students who are facing food insecurity at home, and many of our community members, that food is a challenge. And so having a place on campus where students and community members, faculty and staff who are receiving those benefits will be able to go in and utilize them was something that was at the core of the work that we wanted to do and with the partnership. And we knew that Aramark was already doing something like that at Western Washington University. And so we are so pleased that they are here. We are hoping to be able to pilot that here at the University of Washington, Tacoma, and are hopeful that our colleagues in our other campuses will see what great benefit that provides to students and be able to utilize something of that nature for students on their campuses as well. So if you go into the Husky Commons, I hope you thank the employees that are there. And I don't know if it's up yet, but my most excited part, other than the SNAP benefits, is that there's a smoothie machine. So next week, so you can go in and get your morning smoothies. Additionally, too, Aramark has a nutritionist that works with their team to also be able to provide food that isn't your traditional convenience store food. And so we're excited to be able to offer that to our students as well. So go in and buy something, please.
And now it is Dr. Andrew Harris's turn, our Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, to recognize some of our faculty.
Well, that came up quick. I was still writing my opening joke, and I didn't finish it, so we will only celebrate. It's been delightful to hear my colleagues talk about the successes in student recruitment, in advances in retention, in physical capacity of the campus, of philanthropic capacity. I'd like to talk about faculty. One of the joys of the beginning of the academic year is welcoming new faculty to our community. To introduce them, I've asked their deans to say a few words about each. Deans, keep yourself restrained because we have 10 of them to go through. Not all faculty can be here today, given the abundance of cross-scheduled events, but I hope this introduction makes it easier for you to welcome our faculty when you see them around campus. And the reason I advise caution to the deans is because in the nature of a dean on hiring a new faculty member to want to share the extraordinary strength that they have helped bring to our campus. So deans, be restrained, but don't be too restrained, because these are our treasures. I'd like to start with the Dean of the Milgard School of Business, Altaf Merchant. Dean Merchant.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome Ben Chen, and I don't know if he's here yet because I know he had class and was juggling a few things. So Ben joins us from UT Dallas. That's where he did his PhD from. He's also done his MBA from UT Dallas. He's worked with several business schools before coming here. He's taught classes at UT Dallas, at University of Memphis, PLU, and Western Washington University. So Ben comes to us with a lot of qualification and a lot of experience in teaching finance classes. He's a prolific scholar. He's published 10 high-quality research articles. And mind you, this is an assistant professor we're talking about. This is not a tenured faculty, assistant professor. And his expertise is around finance, the stock market, and firm performance. That is, how do companies perform in the stock price movement. He's going to be teaching several classes for us in finance, and he's also going to be mentoring our students for the finance lab. As you know, we have a finance lab on the 3rd floor, the Bloomberg lab, and so he's going to be involved in that. He's also going to be involved in our student-managed investment fund. So he's hit the ground running. He's teaching for us. He's already publishing. He's ready to mentor our students and do some innovative stuff. So a hearty welcome to Ben. This is a very competitive market. Getting finance professors is really competitive. So I think we're very lucky, and I'm grateful to Andy and several other people who've made this happen. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, I invite Raj Kadi, Dean of the School of Engineering and Technology, and I will advance the next one.
Thank you, Andy. We have 5 faculty, so I'm going to keep this really short. The first is Dr. Wei Kai. So Wei Kai comes to us from the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen, where he was an assistant professor. Wei Kai received his PhD from UBC in British Columbia. His research areas are decentralized systems, federal learning, blockchain, and cloud edge resource management. He has 8 years of teaching experience. Wei, are you here? Thank you. Welcome. Next is, how do I advance it? There you go. Ziqi Cheng. So Ziqi, let me find his information. Ziqi is currently a research scientist at Carnegie Mellon University. where he also served as a postdoc. Zichi received his PhD in computer science from Southwest Jiaotong University in China in 2019. Zichi hasn't started his position yet. He's going to start December 16th. He had a baby just when he was interviewing, so he decided to postpone coming here to Tacoma. But trust me, he's going to show up. His research areas are multimedia analysis and assessment, multimodal retrieval and recommendation. Lots of things. What that means is pretty soon you will see on Amazon that if you have, that you'll have a video of things, and if there is a person there wearing a jacket, you could just click on that jacket, and then you'll get information on that jacket. That's the kind of work he does using AI. Next is Cassandra Donatelli. Cassandra comes to us from Chapman University in California, where she is an assistant professor in mechanical engineering. Cassandra received her PhD in biology from Tufts University, and her research area is bio-inspired robotics and biomechanics. So she focuses on comparative bio-inspired robotics and biomechanics and integrates techniques in material science, mechanical engineering, computer science, and biological imaging. Is Cassandra here? Oh, there. Next is Winston Liang. Winston Liang just received his PhD from Towson University in Maryland. His PhD is in information technology. His research focuses on security, Internet of Things, deep learning applications, and networking. He is going to be one of the first faculty teaching courses in the MS in IT. It just began this month, last month. Winston, are you here? Welcome. I think the first day, first week was it, that Winston came on campus, he was in an accident. First day, okay. And thankfully everything has been sorted out and he is teaching. And finally, Damiano Torre. Damiano comes to us from St. Mary's University in San Antonio, Texas, where he was an assistant professor in software engineering. Damiano received his PhD in electrical and computer engineering from Carleton University in Canada. And the work he does, his research, is AI-enabled software systems for enhancing resilience in autonomous vehicles against cyber attacks. Damiano, are you here? There. Thank you, and welcome all new faculty.
Next, it is my pleasure to invite Jutta Heller, Vice Chair of the Division of Science and Mathematics in the School of Interdisciplinary Arts and Sciences, filling in for Dean Eschenbaum, who cannot be here at this meeting today. Jutta.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is my pleasure and my honor to represent Dean Eschenbaum here today. As it turns out, the two new faculty members in IAS are in the Division of Science and Mathematics, and the chair of Science and Math couldn't make it either, so here I am. Thank you. So I am here to welcome David Arthur, who I don't think is in the room because he's at a math major meeting discussing the new stats major. So that's also why Maureen can't be here today. So David joins us this quarter. He is off and running with his teaching. He is an assistant professor in statistics. He finished his PhD just this past summer at Purdue. And so he joins us in the field of Bayesian statistics, I'm not sure I said that right, and data science. And his research applications include cognitive diagnosis models and urban temperature changes. So welcome, David. I don't think you are here. But let's welcome David in absentia. And it is an extreme pleasure to hopefully welcome Dr. Tawanda Chiveze here in winter quarter. He is not here yet. In fact, he has been delayed. His arrival has been delayed by about a year due to various bureaucratic reasons. And so he is, and he's hopefully officially joining us coming winter quarter. So Dr. Chiveze is going to join us as an assistant professor in epidemiology. He has a PhD in epidemiology from the University of Cape Town in South Africa in 2021. His dissertation covered the topic of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular risk factors, as well as offspring, obesity, and overweightness after hyperglycemia detected in pregnancy. So it's a very complex model of effects of hyperglycemia during pregnancy. He is currently, so he's going to be joining us from Qatar University. He's currently an acting assistant professor there in the Department of Population Medicine. And he is serving there now as a course coordinator in biostats and clinical epidemiology. And so he's also managing a number of student research projects, which we are very excited about him continuing here when he joins us, mentoring our students in their capstones and other research projects. So welcome to Dr. Chiveze. When you see him on campus, come officially December 16th, please do welcome him, as it's been a long road to get him to join us. Thank you.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard the phrase bureaucratic reasons cover so many different issues. Thank you, Jutta. And next, I invite David Reyes, Dean of the School of Nursing and Healthcare Leadership. David.
Thank you, Andy, and good afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce and welcome one of two of our new faculty to the School of Nursing and Healthcare Leadership. First is Dr. Jody Erickson, who is here in the room back there. Hi, Jody. Let's welcome her. I have to say that I'm really pleased. Jody received her PhD in nursing science from Villanova, but she is local. She lives in Puyallup, where she actually was teaching at our competitor, Pacific Lutheran University School of Nursing, and we were able to entice her to come over to us, so we're really happy to have her. She actually was working as a part-time lecturer for us several years ago as well, so it's great to have her back on our faculty. Her interests include end-of-life decision-making for older adults, as well as nursing education. She's certified in nursing education also, I believe also in simulation. No, you're not, okay, anyway. But she has worked in simulation education, and this is really important as we are moving forward with new program planning in our school, which will include simulation education, which more broadly is a modality that is being widely used across all of higher ed. So I foresee many applications and perhaps being the forerunner in our school for that. So again, welcome, Jody. Our next new faculty member, and I don't think he's here, is Dr. Leo Lebrog. Leo received, actually he has 2 degrees, doctorates. He has a PhD in nursing from the St. Paul University in the Philippines, and then also PhD in management from Samar State University in the Philippines. He has recently come to us from Loyola University in Chicago, where he was a clinical assistant professor. But he has actually taught internationally, both in the Philippines and in Oman. So he also brings a global health perspective to our school, and I think something that's going to be really of value. His interests in scholarship are in nursing leadership and management, and the influences of ineffective leadership practices in work environments, and as he explained to us, toxic leadership. So it's a new term to think about. How is it that we as leaders are actually showing up in the workplace? And then of his other interests, of course, is in nursing education. So we're really pleased to have both Dr. Erickson and Dr. Lebrog on our faculty starting this year. Thank you.
thank you. I'm so proud seeing all of them here. You see the CVs, you launch the searches, and then real human beings, every one of them, a whole universe of opportunity for the next 30 years of students at this institution. It is an extraordinary thing to see come to fruition. In addition to welcoming our newest faculty, I want to also recognize those faculty achieving the most significant milestones of promotion and tenure. And I'm not going to invite the deans up to do this. We thought about different ways to choreograph this, multiple deans, multiple ranks. It's just too much. So I am going to, I will share the names by rank. For promotion to associate teaching professor, Sarah Chavez, Gregory Lund, Eva Ma, and Badisha Malik. Please congratulate them. And for promotion to teaching professor, Alex Nutter, Monica Soboleska, Ankur Suri, Tanya Velasquez, and Jack Vincent. Congratulations. And for tenure and promotion to associate professor, Allison Cardinal, Ruben Casas, Janelle Hawes, Juhua Hu, Andy Madaras, Jinlan Ni, and Luna Zhang. Congratulations. And for promotion to professor, David Kuhn, Robin Evans-Agnew, Jim Gowell, and Michelle Montgomery. Congratulations to all of them. Thank you to all of the colleagues who supported their success. I am pleased to say that I believe we have finally posted all 12 of this year's tenure and teaching track faculty searches. I look forward to introducing the people filling those positions at this time next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy, for introducing this new, another new tradition here, and that is just recognizing our new faculty and recognizing the faculty who have been promoted over the past year. So this is the fun part of the meeting where you all, any questions about anything you've heard, anything that's on your mind? We have microphones. There's a question.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Littlefield. I'm in admissions. I just have a question about the Husky Commons. And some of our students that work in our office have been talking about the prices. And so I'm just wondering, like one of them was like, the soup is the cheapest thing in there or something. And so I'm wondering, what are we doing for our students in that way, like for the price? Because it's great that they accept EBT, great. But for those students that don't have EBT but can't, like those might be a little too expensive for them. Is that like a test? Those prices are test prices right now?
No,
okay.
those are the real prices. So
Okay.
there isn't a whole lot we can do about the price of the food. So it's, as you all know, the cost of food is very high right now. Other questions? Dr. Harris? Oh my God, is this a plant? No.
Well, if there were no other, I wanted to cede the floor, but if there are no other questions, I will also put in a plug for the continuation of input into the UW AI task force. There will be a series of provost-sponsored town halls, and the first one is October 24th, starting out with what is AI. Those will be live streamed. Yes, they will be live streamed from 12 to 1:20. I say this because I actually haven't seen an announcement about that go out, but I have seen it on the Provost blog. So there will be then one after that on the 31st, I believe, on research in AI and research on AI. And there are others that will follow after that. Several of you have reached out to me for more information on that. I realize the information is a little bit slightly buried on the Provost blog. We will work on a way to get that information more visible on the Tacoma website.
Okay. So maybe I will also use this as an opportunity to say that our ASUWT leadership are continuing to collect data. They have surveys out now, so if there are students watching or if you all have interactions with students, encourage them to complete the surveys. They are already on track in terms of having more people complete it than the same time last year, but they did a really good job last year of getting high response rates, and so anything that we can do to help encourage students to complete those surveys, because they actually are leading to things that we can change to improve outcomes for students.
Hi, everyone, and just a quick announcement from the Staff Association. For all Staff Association Staff Appreciation Lunch on October 31st in William Phillips Hall. That'll be at 12 p.m. to 1:30, so please encourage your staff to attend. It'll be a great time. There's also a lot of great information along with our newsletter that went out, HR 101, and a lot of great things coming up, so keep your eye out.
Thank you.
I just wanted to piggyback on what Dr. Lang just said about the surveys. Our ASUWT team and senators are going to be reaching out to their professors to kind of get out to classrooms in each of their majors in those departments to get those surveys done. Please just, again, encourage them to do so. Give them the very little time they need to talk to each of those classes if they can. Thank you.
Great, and remind me what the topics are. I know food insecurity, the campus master plan, and I'm always forgetting the last one.
Inclusive access.
There we go. Okay.
Dr. Ling, or this might be for Ben or Sylvia, we're talking about data and collection. Is Aramark collecting data from students about how they feel about the offerings or the hours or anything in this space? Because we've heard some things, but I would love to be able to direct students to Aramark directly to kind of weigh that information.
Joe's getting his workout.
Yeah, so Aramark just got started a few weeks ago, as many of us know. So yes, their plan would be then to get into a rotation to come and speak with ASUWT. They do have data that happens in that space. I'll piggyback a little bit with what with Sheila's response on the food part. I think Mentha would want me to channeling my inner Mentha to remind people that we expanded the food pantry as well this last year. So to remind students that that is available as well. And there's a spot up in the in the dog den, right? That's like a pantry kind of, the cupboard that's up there as well. One of the things we were excited about with Aramark, because they are a larger company, while their food prices right now are high, is that they are actually able to offer at a lower price than we were as doing it ourselves and buying direct, because they have the buy power of having a much larger brand that's along with that. So those will all be pieces where they start to get into a routine once they get their feet under them. I mean, as we talked about with the smoothie, we don't even have everything in there yet, right, that was planned. But most certainly that'll be something that they talk about, and they'll see, that's the other part, their software systems have the ability to see what's being sold back and forth, and they also operate the dining at the Bothell campus, and so then they're also able to see what is happening up there and how those things relate and how we're different and the same, and move those things back and forth. And so those will all start to get into the regular routine. If you do have any other questions or concerns about any of those things, I would ask that you email Ben Mock about that, as he is our kind of our auxiliary real estate development person, and he helps manage those. Just that way we're always in the loop as to what's happening and what's going on with the partners we have on campus. So, thanks.
I would add that Brad, who's the store manager there, and I love this name because she works behind the candy counter, Candy, giving them direct feedback. They want it. They want to hear directly from you. So if you got ideas, talk to them, tell them. Going once.
No other questions? I'll give you the gift of time of 5 minutes. So thank you all for your attention and engagement today.